Here's a little touching story for all of you from my past. I believe this was in my freshman or sophomore year of high school, and puberty was coming in full swing. My body was changing, I was getting hair on my nutsack, my butthole. My height really wasn't changing. I've pretty much been short my whole life. 5'6" has pretty much been my max level cap. Hopefully soon there'll be a new patch or a new expansion set to this godforsaken world where they can increase my height without having to obliterate my fucking legs in some back alley meth lab. But anyway, that's not really part of the story about me being short. Anyway, I was going through a really hard porn addiction phase. I was an absolute porn fiend. And one day before class, I wanted to see some vagina. I wanted to ejaculate. I wanted to just bust a nut real hard before class. But I couldn't. I watched a lot of porn for the better part of 25 minutes, which for me was a bender and a half. Usually I would have come 3 times during that period back then. But on this cursed day, my well was dried up and I had no more semen left to give my boxers. It's also worth noting as an important detail, during this time I never needed to jerk off. I never even knew how. I'd always just ejaculate after getting an erection, and sometimes I'd try different techniques like slapping it around or something to see if that helped the sensations or anything, but I never really jerked off. That's the point here. I could ejaculate using just the power of my intellect and euphoric gamer senses. I was able to just propel cum when I was stimulated visually or mentally. Alright, so now take that little nugget of wisdom and put it in your back pocket and save it for trivia night. It's going to play a major role in the plot a little further down the line in this story. So I wanted to stay home and just ejaculate because I thought something was wrong with me. I thought my dick stopped working or God banned me from ejaculating. I just thought something was awry and I wanted to stay home, but my parents wouldn't let me because that day we had a school play to perform. It was Hamlet and I was playing the role of fucking P. Diddy. Who's the character with the P in his name? Palpatine? Jesus, it's definitely not fucking Palpatine. I'm not playing Chancellor Palpatine or anything like that. It's like Polonius. I was playing Polonius, and he gets stabbed, and I guess that's like crucial to the story maybe. So I couldn't miss it. My parents didn't want me to miss it. They'd already planned on going to see it, so I couldn't skip school that day to ejaculate. Plus, that's not exactly a strong reason. I was very forward with why I didn't want to go to school. I was telling my parents, look, I just want to come. No sane parents can be like, you know what, that's a good excuse, Harold. Let's not send him to school today. So I get sent to school. I go through school per usual, and the play was supposed to take place right after school ended. So, yeah, I was able to push back the desire to ejaculate and all that for the entire school day and up till the play, and I was rehearsing my lines or my actions. And all of a sudden, all at once, it was like a light switch went off. It was like I was having a fucking Jimmy Neutron brain blast in like the costume room, and all I was seeing was porn. Like my eyes just rolled into the back of my head, and all I was looking at was porn. Like I was Professor Xavier who just jacked into Cerebro, and I was seeing all of the porn that I'd ever seen in my life all at once. And I got hard as a fucking rock. And I knew that was dangerous because, like I said earlier, I never needed to like physically stimulate myself to ejaculate. So I'm sitting there in my Polonius costume on the verge of just blowing a hard load into it right before going on stage, and I'm panicking because we're about to perform this play and I have some shit I gotta do in the play. Like I'd hate to be the guy that gets stabbed in the play, the curtain rolls back, and then all of a sudden I'm just laying on the floor with a boner and a wet spot in front of the whole school and all the school's parents. That'd be terrifying for all of them and myself. So I'm trying to brainstorm ideas. I didn't want to just go blow a load into the toilet because that thought never really occurred to me then. So my plan was to just start chugging water as quickly as I could and just try and pee out my erection. I thought that would work if I just kept urine flowing the best I could. I only had like T-minus 20 minutes till showtime, so I killed like 2 water bottles and the plan worked. I was able to like basically piss out all of my boner, and I was able to perform the play the best I could. But the lesson here is, no half measures. If you feel like you need to ejaculate, then fucking do it. Get it out of the way because you never know when it might come back to haunt you. You might be in the middle of a school play and then all of a sudden you're spitting out baby gravy into your costume and trying not to cry in front of the whole class. Just don't edge for like 9 hours. Just get it done, get it over with, and then be productive for the rest of the day. That's the lesson. I guess the lesson is quite literally jerk off if you need to. That's it. So yeah. How big is my penis? A question I've been asked millions of times, so much so that it's infiltrated my dreams, where even the figments in my dreams are asking me that question. During every stream I ever do, I'm asked, how big is your wiener? How big is your cock? How big is that womb broom? And I make it no secret, I don't hide the fact, that my schlong is 6.5 inches of pure steel, bravery, and courage. So now, again, I'm sure I will continue to be asked it during my Twitch streams. I'll link my Twitch below so that way you too can see how many times I'm asked that question per stream. But this brought up something pretty interesting. Because always the follow-up when I say 6.5 inches pure sledgehammer is that flaccid or erect? And it got me thinking, who the fuck has a 6.5 inch flaccid dick? That is downright unholy. That would be biblical length that would rival God himself as the creator of the universe. That's just downright ridiculous. No, my penis is not 6.5 inches flaccid. I don't think any man's is. I'm sure I'm wrong, but speaking purely biologically, it just doesn't make any sense. The science you can't comprehend how a penis could be 6.5 inches flaccid, soft. It's unreal. So that got me thinking, let's talk about growing versus showing. A grower versus a shower. I am a grower. Now, what is a grower? A grower is a man whose penis is only presentable when it's fully erect at full mast. A shower is a man whose penis is presentable when even when it's soft. It doesn't need to put its makeup on and get in a good mood and stimulated before it can be presented and have people applaud it and be proud about it. However, the majority of men are not showers. I believe it is only 5% of the global population of cock-wielding men are considered showers. That statistic may be wrong. Maybe I just made it up. I'm really not sure, but I'm going to present it as a fact anyway. It's a very small portion of men in the world that are showers. Now, like I said, I'm not a shower, not at all. My flaccid dick is embarrassing. If I get out of a shower and I look at it in the mirror, I feel like a fucking vampire and just wish my reflection wasn't there because I saw my flaccid dick. I never take dick pics, no flaccid dick pics, because I always fear the day that somehow it ended up on the internet and then I'd never be allowed back on the internet just out of pure shame because it's my flaccid dick. The fucking pencil eraser flaccid dick out there. Now, like I said, it gets up to 6.5 inches of steel and bravery. Take my word for it, I swear to God. But up until that point, it is a sad fucking ice cream cone. If my soft penis fell out of my pants in front of an on-duty police officer, he wouldn't even arrest me. He'd feel too bad about it. And the point I'm making here is, let's just go ahead and drop the, when you ask for dick size, is it flaccid or hard? The size the man gives is always going to be when it's performing its best. No man is going to say his flaccid dick size because all flaccid dicks are sad. Like, what guy's going to say, yeah, I'm 3 inches soft. Oh, cool. Well, now you've completely lost that person's interest and they think less of you. That's why every time I've ever done the bedroom rodeo, as it's called around the college campuses, I'm not quite too familiar with the term for fucking or anything, but always in the past, I would never let my flaccid dick be seen. I just scramble around the room like Batman who just lost his mask, so now Bruce Wayne's desperately trying to conceal his identity. I do that, but with my dick, making sure that it was not seen in any light whatsoever. So again, why am I bringing this up? Well, to answer the Twitch question that I always fucking get, A, and B, just assume when you ask for dick size that it's being dealt with in erect units. No one's gonna tell you flaccid dick size because they're all fucking small when they're flaccid. Mine, like I said, is around like the 3-inch mark flaccid. Yahoo, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and give that as my answer to the how big is your dick. I'm gonna tell you it when it's doing its best, which is when it's erect. It's 6.5 inches. Don't forget it. See ya. Hello, my friends. Happy afternoon to all of you. Christmas season is upon us, as I'm sure we all know, so please don't forget to leave out a joint and lighter and glass of milk for Santa Claus as he wiggles his fat ass down your chimney to deliver your Fortnite skins this year. Today, to get into the Christmas spirit, I thought I'd share a story. It's a story as old as time itself. I'm sure anyone out there can relate to it. It's a story of when I first tried to suck my own penis. All men have tried it. There's 2 types of men in this world. Men who have tried to suck their own cock, and liars. So obviously I have tried before. And I'm pretty sure I've talked about this on the podcast, but I figured I'd make this entire video dedicated to it because I keep getting emails asking if I suck my own penis, and Twitch chat comments have I sucked my own penis. So let's just tell the whole story start to finish the way it was written by Homer in the Odyssey. So, to set the stage, I was probably around like 13 or 14, I'm not exactly sure when. And I was just starting to refine my palate and get a taste for what I liked from pornography and titties and stuff on the internet. And during this time I was very religious, so I was kind of fearful and ashamed of watching porn. I thought anytime I even touched my wiener, I was giving God the middle finger and he was ashamed of me and sad and he'd frown. So I didn't do it all that often. but occasionally the mood would strike me right, and I'd Google image search for boobies and butts and vaginis, and, get very excited looking at these things, give it 2 thumbs up, and sometimes even save it to favorites on my folder. But anyway, one particular evening, I was extremely horny. I was Googling boobies left and right. I was like fucking Professor Xavier jacking into Cerebro. I was looking at boobies all over the place. I could see them all over the internet. And man, I was just really fucking feeling myself. I didn't jerk off or anything though, because like I said, I thought jerking off was a bit too far in the eyes of Christianity, and Google Images was tame enough where, I'd be forgiven. So I was looking at these images, and I eventually said, this is enough. I went to the bathroom. I was going to take my shower. I was still sailing full mast. I was hard as a fucking diamond. And man, I was just so horny. I would have fucked my own ass if I could. But anyway, I'm standing there super erect in front of my shower, and I look at my wiener and I'm like, damn, that's my fucking winky doodle right there. It's going in my mouth. But I was never a flexible guy. I could never throw my legs behind my head and start nibbling on my ball sack or anything. I just was never flexible at any point in my life. But for some reason, I got the idea that I could absolutely accomplish the sucking of my own cock. So I attempted. I get like halfway down, and then I damn near need life alert because I thought I was going to snap my spine in half going for this advanced contortionist move. So I'm just locked in this fucking demonic pose, looking like Schmeagol admiring his precious in Lord of the Rings. And then I start to worry, like, damn, if I die here, the authorities are going to find my body looking like some type of sexual deviant. This is going to be the worst way of going out. I'm not even going to have like a cool going out story. It's just the obituary is going to read, yeah, he died doing what he loved, attempting to blow himself or something like that. He broke himself in half going for a self-blow job. That's not like cool at all. But I still wanted to keep trying. I wasn't deterred. I really thought I could pull it off if I just kept giving it my all. I started to get like anime inspired, like with the power of friendship and by never giving up, resiliency, persistence. And if I get real angry, I'll go Super Saiyan and suck my own dick real quick. So I kept trying. I probably tried for in total maybe like a minute, but it felt like an hour. And it just wasn't happening. I knew it wasn't happening. And then I decided it's time to pee, but I never really adjusted myself. I was still looking at my dick as it was looking at me. We're making eye contact. I was staring down the hole of the one-eyed snake there. And I started to, fire on all cylinders to pee. And it's a little harder to pee with an erection. It takes a little bit longer to travel up the urethra. So I had a little bit of time here. And it wasn't until the pee was about to reach the point of no return where I'm like, damn, I'm about to golden shower myself. My face is looking right down the barrel of this loaded gun. So like a fucking Matrix move or like a superhero move, I start peeing and I dodge it. I lift my head back up and then I just start fountaining it over myself, and I'm safe, I'm dry, I don't get pee in my face or anything, but I almost did. The point I'm making is, yes, I've tried to suck my own dick. It did not go well. God did not bless me with the gift of being able to suck myself off, and I'm sure most men probably can't do it, but there are some select few champions out there that can, and don't let any man tell you they haven't tried. I promise you, nearly every single man on this planet has tried to suck their own penis at one point or another. You don't have to be embarrassed. There's so many of us out there. Come home. Tell your story of sucking your own penis to friends and family to let them know that, yes, you're human. Yes, you've tried. Amen, brother. Take it easy, everyone. See ya. Shitting on children for liking Fortnite. Fuck yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Fuck kids. Liking a video game? That's so embarrassing. So get this shit, fam. I was on my Twitter going through my timeline looking for some lit savagery like I usually do. And you know me, I only follow people that post titties and rock and roll related content. I'd never follow any type of Fortnite shit. But then for some reason I get like a Fortnite dance video of some kids in a school dancing to Fortnite. But then I read the title where it said, like, let's bring back bullying to stop this. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So now we got some cool people here. You read the comments like, these kids need to kill themselves. Parents have failed because kids like Fortnite. I'll go ahead and show you the tweet here. I mean, it's so fucking great now that Fortnite has brought us together where we can insult children for liking it, because we're so much better than these kids. Like these fucking snot-nosed, mucus-braced-faced fucking prepubescent turbo virgins liking Fortnite. It's so gross. Man, I hate it. You know, honestly, I'll just drop the whole sarcasm. This shit makes me infuriated. I've shit on Fortnite trends in the past, like the actual evil trends that I would consider super insidious and wrong, like the YouTube clickbait things, 1 comment equals 10 V-bucks, or making my girlfriend lactate 5 milliliters of breast milk for every kill I get in Fortnite, gone sexual. Yeah, I'll shit on those trends for sure. I'll shit on those certain Fortnite trends, but I've never once insulted children for liking the game and celebrating the game and culture and shit. I think that's super cool. Growing up, I would have loved if something like Fortnite existed where everyone in that age group kind of bands together like, you're cool if you play Fortnite. What a fucking paradigm shift. Growing up, if you played video games, you had to keep that shit hidden. You couldn't tell anyone that you liked video games. You couldn't talk about that shit in school when I was growing up. Now all of a sudden you're cool. And a lot of people come together. In that video I just showed, I think that's super fucking cool. You have an entire cafeteria coming together to watch this, laughing, having a good time. What is wrong with that? Twitter in general is just this festering pustule of hostility. It's just fucking sickening. Now, I understand it's a joke. I don't think this guy's actually lobbying behind that flag of we need bullying back to prevent the Fortnite uprising or anything. Obviously, he's kidding. But all the comments seem to echo the same thing. These kids need to get beat up. If I saw these kids after school after this, I'd beat the shit out of them. Like, those actually seem like threats. They read like threats. And even if this is just a joke, which I do think the title of it, all that shit is just a joke, it still hurts. Like, if I was in these kids' positions, they clearly use the internet, and I saw this, I'd be crushed. I'd be inconsolable. I would never want to play Fortnite. I'd never want to be videoed again, because you got the entire internet making fun of you just because you were having fun with your friend in a cafeteria. And now all of a sudden the internet's turned on you and it's a fucking crime. And it's not just this video. There's so much shit where all of these brave internet content creators and Twitter warriors come together and insult Fortnite kids. Like, there was that other viral video where a bunch of little elementary school kids did Fortnite dances and then everyone was insulting those kids in Fortnite again. It's dumb. I don't get it. Why is it bad? And then there's also those assholes on Halloween that weren't giving candy to any kids wearing Fortnite costumes. Like, that's just ridiculous. It's just this internet insecurity mob's incessant desire to not feel so fucking worthless, and then they take it out on these kids and shit. And there's no doubt in my mind these kids do see these things. They're not fucking idiots. They probably log on Twitter. These are viral videos and insults that are flung around. So I just don't get it. And it's not like these are cool people that are insulting this shit. Like, for instance, the guy that posted the please bring back bullying thing with the Fortnite dances. You go on his profile on Twitter, he's just a shit-posting meme lord, and his profile picture indicates he'd be one of the first people to get bullied in high school. And it's not just Twitter, it's not just this guy. Like I said, there was those fucking heroes out there that refuse to give candy to Fortnite costume trick-or-treaters. Those goddamn beacons of justice really fighting for the good of the people and society. It's this mentality that if kids are doing it, it's inherently bad, and it shows that society's fucked. Like, this generation's so bad, they're coming together and doing Fortnite dances. Oh, bah humbug. I never had shit like that. Growing up, the closest we had was Pokemon, and you were considered a nerd. But you would at least have your nerdy-ass friends to talk about Pokemon with. Now, Fortnite isn't just for this group of nerds. It's for everyone. All kids are playing Fortnite and doing these Fortnite dances that everyone considers embarrassing. And I think it's embarrassing if you're above the age of like 17 doing Fortnite dances at the gym or some shit. But I don't think it's embarrassing for kids to be having Fortnite dance competitions or Fortnite dancing around or anything like that. I think that's fucking great. I really just don't understand why it became considered cool or alpha to insult children for liking a game and having fun celebrating the game out there, dancing and enjoying that shit. I don't see the problem with that. I think Fortnite dance classes are a bit in a gray area because that's just trying to exploit the popularity of Fortnite, so I don't support that kind of shit. I'll insult the fuck out of Fortnite dance classes. But to insult the children that are just having fun with it, that's just so goddamn low that I just can't comprehend it. I don't get it. But to all the heroes on YouTube that are saying, we gotta stop these Fortnite kids, you keep fighting that good fight. And I just don't agree with that shit at all. See ya. I've actually had this idea for a video for quite some time now, but I kept debating with myself on whether or not it was a good idea to make something about fart porn. And then today I found Harley Quinn farts, and I knew this is what God put me on the earth for.
That jalapeno chili's talking back at me.
Yeah, I feel her on that one. I can't eat jalapeno chili without ending up spreading my ass cheeks in front of my phone camera and blasting farts at it.
Don't be a stinker. I'll be stinking this place up soon enough.
No, you're bluffing. Jesus Christ, Harley, show some mercy. Gotham is doomed. What tremendous foreplay. This could be the end of Batman as we know him, his most powerful adversary yet. Now obviously I can't show you the video past this point because then it just becomes ass in the camera, bare ass in the camera, with a pulsating chocolate starfish playing a symphony of flatulence, like this crescendo of farts throughout the rest of the video. So instead I'll play the audio and we can react to it together. Come on, goddammit, I'm ready. Play me a song on that rectum radio.
I'm the worst of the worst. Ooh, wow.
You see, now this is my problem when it comes to fart porn. Unrealistic expectations of men in the real world. See, this is all just fantasy. You can't fart like this all the time, ladies. Yeah, you know, a girl will watch this, get super fucking horny, and then she'll have sex with a man and he can't even fart like this. This kind of paints this unrealistic picture of what fart sex is supposed to be like and sound like. My farts don't sound anything like these wet celebrations of flatulence. Mine sound like very slowly letting the air out of a balloon. My farts are embarrassing. Girls would laugh at my farts if I did these kind of videos in a Harley Quinn cosplay. Now, the only criticism I can really give here, she's doing a great job blowing some farts out here. She truly is absolutely killing it, but I don't like that she laughs about it. It's not supposed to be comedy. This is fart porn. This shit's supposed to be hot. Don't laugh. Don't like shame me because I'm over here jerking off to your farts. All right? Take it seriously a little bit next time, Harley Quinn, please. But keep farting.
My asshole's talking some serious shit right
now. A classic. Truly a classic. That's a line that's gonna echo throughout time. You know, like you got Blade Runner, like Tears Lost in the Rain, and then right underneath that you'll have my asshole's talking some serious shit right now as Harley Quinn is blowing some fucking fat farts into the camera.
Pay up, B-man. Gas ain't free.
Jesus Christ, hit the deck. That fart had some power behind it. I could fucking feel that one through the computer screen. Nearly threw me back into my seat there in the recoil. This lady has some incredible one-liners. Like, you know, gas ain't free. My asshole's talking some serious shit right now. This shit's gold. This is honestly, it feels like a comic book writer wrote her script. Like if there was an evil Batman villain that was a fart fetishist and she was taking down Batman with some fat fucking gnarly farts, these are the one-liners I think they'd actually use. This is fantastic. This shit's all like one take too. She is a professional. This is just probably the perfect fart porn video. Granted, I haven't seen too many. My horizons haven't really been expanded that much in the world of fart porn or anything, but of the few that I've seen, this one is by far S tier. Whereas all the other fart porns that I've, taken a sampling of, a quick little taste test of, they all seem to just want to show the asshole farting and there's really no art to it. But this is almost like a poetic celebration of what it means to be human and to fart. It's just such a well-made video that'll no doubt bring a tear to your eye and some cum to your penis.
Oh, ooh, them stinkers. Oops, I think I got you in the eye. Ooh, ooh.
In conclusion, fart porn is art. I rest my case. Thank you. So yeah, I used to make fun of flat earthers. I thought it was all just a bunch of bullshit until today. Today I found two very convincing videos that grabbed me by the dick and led me towards the light. Evidence so compelling it's opened my third eye. I'm going to share the videos with you, and I trust that you will also now become part of the flat earth cult as a result of watching these videos. This shit's powerful.
Hi, flat earthers. Y'all know me, right? I am here just to tell you something. I want you to stay flat. Because if you don't, the next generation is gonna suffer. Eh? Remember, flat.
When I saw jolly old Saint Nick preaching the good word of flat earth theory, I knew maybe this wasn't bullshit. Maybe there was something more to this. There's only two people I trust, and it's Santa Claus and Logan Paul. Both of them believe in flat earth. Maybe there's something to this. It's like the old Christmas jingle goes. Santa Claus, he'll fuck your bitch. Miss Saint Nick can suck a dick. Milk and cookies, fuck that shit. Leave him flat earth and a bottle of piss. Not a bad freestyle. What I'm saying is, fucking Santa Claus knows what's up. And if Santa Claus believes in flat earth, maybe I should too. So I started watching videos from the experts in the community, and then I finally found one that puts NASA to shame. Evidence that's indisputable. Extremely compelling evidence, and I'm going to share it with you now.
Don't worry though, there is a way to scientifically prove that the Earth is flat, and it's a pretty simple experiment. I'll explain with the Lego Earth. Here we have a small, flat Earth.
I think that's about all we need to see here. Checkmate, round Earth sheep. Was that a little too much for your little reptile brains to comprehend? When the Lego set comes out, that's when you know shit's getting serious and scientific. I remember when Isaac Newton first proved gravity's existence using his Lego set and the world was blown away. And now, this pioneer is doing the same, proving flat Earth is true.
BenderForest.com.
It was actually this video right here that convinced me without a shadow of a doubt that the Earth is flat. Now, the symbolism here and the little nuance of the video game he's created might go over your head if you're some primitive round earther, but if you've opened your eyes, if you're a euphoric being like myself, who can see that the world is obviously flat, you would understand what the creator is trying to say here. He's like a fucking Mozart here, playing this beautiful symphony of truth with flat Earth. You have to be injecting heroin to think the world is round and is spherical. It's the stupidest thing in the world. You have to be out of your mind, literally, to think that the world is round. Now, if you go into the comments section, some blasphemer was saying that the world is absolutely round, but luckily, this brave hero was able to disprove him with some just downright straight fucking facts. Just laying down a butt-fucking of facts into this man's butt-fuck hole. And with a name like Unbelievable Productions, you knew you didn't stand a chance in a debate against him. He will unbelievably butt-fuck you, especially with his production value like this. Now, let's get serious for a moment. Yeah, Flat Earth is a big fucking joke. The content they produce on YouTube is some of my favorite because there's shit like this and it's always super enjoyable to laugh at. But I do think the movement as a whole, which is somehow gaining steam, is super dangerous. Thinking the Earth is flat, that's fine if you want to be some type of fucking troglodyte. I don't care if you believe that. But it's the idea that science is wrong and denying science where I get upset, and that's what's genuinely detrimental to society. Anti-vax and flat earth, they're basically the same thing, but for some reason they hate each other and think the other one is fucking dumb. But they're the same. They're born from the same idea that science is wrong and hurting us. And that's dangerous because these fucking idiots can't recognize that science is the only reason they're even alive today. Because half of these goddamn idiots would have already died fucking choking on a rock they ate because they thought it looked appetizing, or bathing in sewage and getting an infection, perhaps eating a block of plutonium because it smelt nice. These people would be dead without science, and yet for some reason they're the first to turn around and bash it and say it's wrong and a lie. Logan Paul, I don't think believes flat earth. I'm 100% certain he's just there to capitalize on the money there, sell some maverick flat earth merch to them, because these fucking idiots have so much disposable income that they seem to just want to get rid of all of their money, tossing it at lunatics building rockets in their backyard. So Logan Paul's smart to get into that market, and I don't think many of the people in the Flat Earth Society actually believe it. Like I said, I think they're just there to capitalize on all the disposable income they all seem to have. And you know what, that's completely fine by me. If you want to take money from these Tide Pod eating douchebags that are just too fucking dumb, I don't really mind, because they genuinely are promoting a dangerous idea to the impressionable children that science is evil and always lying to you. Don't believe science, just believe us. It's this weird indoctrination shit, a very strange cult. But yeah, anyway, what I wanted to really talk about today was the beautiful content they produce, and I really hope they do keep making these because I watch them pretty often. And I wanted to make this today because the big news about Logan Paul being a flat earther and the flat earth movement is really growing again. I'm seeing a lot of posts on Facebook from dumb friends of mine in the past like, here's the truth, removing anyone that doesn't believe, bless up, 100 emoji, just shit like that. But keep up the great content, flat earthers. It's always nice to laugh at, and good shit. So yeah, comedy is an extremely subjective thing. Everyone's gonna find different things humorous. However, there is one universal constant when it comes to comedy, and that is, no matter who you are, every human will laugh when they hear my Boardwalk Burgers joke. It's simply the way humans are programmed. It's embedded deep within our DNA. The top scientists have called this the board burger effect. Now, for those of you who don't know about the board burgers joke, it's a joke that I told on the official podcast. dating back 2 years now. I don't tell it as often anymore because it's simply too powerful of a joke. I don't want to kill one of the guests by making them laugh too hard. Just fucking mid-podcast, their soul explodes because they're having such a hard giggle fit. But I'm not here to just take another victory lap with my magnum opus of comedy. I'm actually here to talk about how Pixar stole that from me and put it in The Incredibles 2 without even asking me or giving me credit for it. I'm going to go ahead and play a clip of the Boardwalk Burgers joke from the official podcast, and we had Zach on, Psychic Pebbles. I've told it to a lot of guests, but I just chose Zach because he was the first one that came to mind with the joke. So that way those of you that don't know it can get familiar with it, and I just hope you're wearing a condom because this shit's going to make your dick come all over the place. Well, Zach, there's a joke of my own creation that I tell on this podcast quite often to guests, because most of the guests we come on here, they like to have a hoot and a holler, pretty much like yourself.
Sure.
So I tell them what I believe is the apotheosis of comedy. And it's a true story, Zach. It's nothing that I'm making up. This isn't me just pulling shit out of my ass. This actually happened in real life. I was driving down I-4. This must have been going on a year now. We've been telling this joke for a while. It's been about a year now. And I was driving down I-4 with my girlfriend, and I saw a sign, an advertisement for this, local little family burger joint called Boardwalk Burgers. Nothing too out of the ordinary, nothing extraordinary at all, just your standard old burger joint, homeless people slapping some patties on the foremans, just a wholesome good time. And with my razor-sharp wit, Zach, I looked at this sign, I looked at it, I analyzed it, and I said, Boardwalk Burgers, more like board burgers, because those burgers aren't having any fun. Now I hope you finished wiping the tears from your eyes after that zinger. I know, just take your time to compose yourself. It's a real knee slapper. Now I'm going to show you the scene from The Incredibles 2 that fucking Amy Schumer'd me and stole my joke. This is a scene where Mr. Incredible takes Violet and Dash to the Happy Platter Family Restaurant. Interesting. I don't think it's any coincidence that it also happens to be a wholesome place. Almost reminds you of another wholesome restaurant called Boardwalk Burgers, doesn't it? Interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at this scene.
Well, this platter doesn't look all that happy to me. It looks bored.
Ha! The bored platter.
Do I even need to say anything? I rest my case. Pixar clearly stole from me. It's very obvious they were inspired by my Board Burgers joke, and I don't blame them, I understand. The Board Burgers joke is the highest level comedy could ever achieve, so I get why they would want to channel that genius into their movie. I get it, I totally understand Pixar, I do, but you can't just take my joke without even giving me credit or compensating me financially. I think it's only fair you'd give me 5% of all ticket sales for the movie, or compensate me in perhaps old school RuneScape gold should you choose to go that route. But this right here is just fucking gross. Just blatant plagiarism. You stole my fucking baby. You came into my house, you saw that I had fallen asleep watching anime, and you said, I'm gonna fuck him in the butthole. And that's what you did. You fucked me in the ass by stealing my joke, Pixar. It's disgusting what you've done here. It's despicable, absolutely despicable. This is supposed to be a movie that preaches some very good values to children, but then now all I see when I look at this movie is preaching the value of stealing. Oh, you want to get somewhere? Go ahead and steal. It's disgusting. It makes me sick to my goddamn fucking stomach. But, yeah. Just wanted to make you all aware that Pixar has stolen from me. They're like the BuzzFeed of animation now, just stealing shit. And I'm upset about it. Good movie, though. See ya. How the fuck is it going, everyone? I'll go ahead and acknowledge the elephant in the room. That Lubriderm lotion right there is not for masturbating. I use it for my hands. I just forgot to take it back to the bathroom, and I just now noticed it when I started up the recording. Anyway, what we're here to talk about today is Gearbox CEO Randy Pitchford and the hot water he finds himself in. Randy Pitchford is the CEO of Gearbox, aka Borderlands Studio, because that's the only good game they make. Good. I'm not even a fucking fan of the series, but I can acknowledge that it is a good series. But anyway, Randy Pitchford finds himself in some hot water, some real hot diarrhea water. He's getting sued for a bunch of different shit that I'm not really going to talk about because it's not super important to the story, but I need to talk about him getting sued because it is important to what we're about to talk about and listen to. Randy Pitchford's going to tell us a story, like a beautiful little school teacher telling us a great story, except Randy's story is about weird porn. But anyway, in the lawsuit, it's alleged he had a USB stick of underage porn on it, and he goes on a podcast the day after this lawsuit comes out and talks about his USB stick of porn. He claims it was of-age porn, barely legal porn is what he called it. And I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to listen to this guy's fucking disgustingly weird story, and we're going to reflect on it together. But I don't know what kind of fucking caveman carries around porn on a USB stick. nor how he could ever think it'd be a good idea to go on a podcast the day after these claims come out and corroborate that, yeah, he had a USB stick of porn, but it was for the purpose of magic tricks.
I'll carry my work around on a memory stick. And now today, I have these crazy encrypted memory sticks that have like, you have to punch in passcodes.
Because if I had one of your memory sticks and I knew about stuff, I assumed that...
The name of this podcast is the Piff Pod, and based on this one episode I've listened to here, I hope you like interruptions if you listen to these guys. Holy shit. If you thought the official podcast had a lot of interruptions, you have not seen shit yet. This is the final boss of interruptions. Randy Pitchford could barely manage to get a full sentence out without being interrupted. Even the female co-host had to constantly say, stop interrupting him, get back to the story. Because this guy that keeps interrupting him just keeps going on these awful tangents that don't even lead to like a good joke or anything, and they're so long and completely derail the story and the conversation. I bet Randy Pitchford probably couldn't even get a full urine stream into a urinal at this place without this man busting into the bathroom and pinching the tip of his dick close so he could talk about something and then let him go back to peeing. This man interrupts everything Pitchford does and says. Holy shit.
I had some one night I was watching cam girl pornography. Have you ever watched, do you know what cam girl pornography is?
Is that the interactive one?
Yeah, there's what you do is you can get a webcam and you point it at yourself, and people will watch the video of this while they'll egg you on by giving you money, basically, as you take your clothes off and eventually
they give you money?
Well,
I like how he's pretending he doesn't know, as if he's not watching cam girl porn every night. I might have heard of cam girl porn once or twice. That's that degenerate one, right, where it's like interactive or something. Oh, what, you give the girls money? Oh, that I would not. Who's giving girls money? I would never do that just so they could like say my name while putting a butt plug in their asshole. I mean, what are you talking about, Randy? It's weird.
And I just discovered this, and I was just fascinated. Like, what the fuck? Like, when I was a kid, you paid a bum $5 to go buy you a pornographic magazine from the liquor store. Like,
right.
that's how I got access to pornography when I was a kid. So like, and you know, and I had a teenage son, so I was like, this is fascinating.
You know, I really just don't understand your point with that right there, Randy. I have a teenage son, so I was watching cam girl porn because I have a teenage son, obviously.
And this one is just like, I can't quite make sense of what the little thumbnail image is, so I'm looking into it. And it's a woman who is masturbating, and when she has some experience that appears as if she's having an orgasm, a huge amount of fluid comes out of her vagina. She has some kind of an explosive orgasm.
Hey, Jay.
This is not a sex worker. This is a fucking magician.
Honestly, that's a pretty profound statement right there from Randy, and I'd be lying if I said I haven't said shit similar when watching porn, like, damn, this girl is a wizard with cock. But to go the extra mile and claim that I was watching the porn to figure out if she was an actual wizard of penis, it's a bit of a stretch, but Randy really doubles down on the idea that he really needed to figure out if this girl was a big shot magician. It's a fucking crazy story. I hope you're buckled in.
And so apparently what you can do is they make videos and they sell them. And so I purchased one of her videos. I wanted to watch this.
You wanted to work out the method.
I wanted to work out the method, but it was late, so I copied over this memory stick.
But why? Why would you do that? If you're already watching this cam girl squirting, I'm assuming you're watching this in a safe location to be watching porn. You're not on a subway, in an airplane, at a Starbucks, or anything like that. So why would you copy it to a USB stick? You copy shit there if you want to take it somewhere. Where are you taking this porn? You bringing it over to your parents' house to show them? You bring it to your kids to show them? Where are you taking this? Do you take it to work with you? Is that what a Gearbox CEO does? Is that why Gearbox is such a shit video game company and pumping out shit stinkers? Because the fucking CEO of Gearbox is just jerking off in his office, bringing in porn on USB sticks?
And I go on my way. It turns out it was a magic trick. Like, she's like it's a combination of camera work and sleight of hand. And I never saw like a turkey baster or whatever it was that she was using to deliver the fluid.
Goods, yeah.
But there was some method here that was like, oh my God, this is genius. It was super clever.
Oh, Jesus Christ, calm down there, Randy. Don't break the magician's code and reveal how the trick was done. You need to calm down there. You do not want to piss off the Cam Girl Magic Society. I just love that his excuse for downloading it was that he was trying to study the magic behind it, like the art behind it. I fucking love that excuse. I could already see that working growing up. No, Mom, you don't understand. I'm watching this to learn. I'm trying to study magic. You don't, get out of my fucking room. It's also a little sad that when you break this down, Randy watched a cam girl squirt and he was so unfamiliar with squirting that he thought the only logical explanation was he was being deceived. It was magic. Like, he is so unfamiliar with a girl squirting or having an orgasm that he couldn't believe it was real and had to go out of his way to break it down and figure out how she cheated and used magic.
The memory stick somehow no longer was in my possession.
Oh, God.
And it was discovered, it was actually at a Medieval Times. Apparently some kid, an employee of the Medieval Times, and discovered secrets of my company and future games in development, and also discovered the pornography. It was barely legal porn. Like this girl's handle was only 18.
I had to splice the shit out of that audio to make that like a cohesive storytelling there. Because Randy Pitchford was constantly interrupted by that fucking co-host who kept going off on like 2-minute, 3-minute tangents about the Medieval Times and then asking what he had on his shirt and asking why he likes the shirt. It was frustrating to put that together, but in a nutshell, he had it on the USB stick. He left it at a Medieval Times because everyone carries their porn stick to the Medieval Times when they eat, obviously. And then an employee found it, accessed company secrets and the porn, which was barely legal porn. And now we get to the section of the story where his whole company finds out that he's jerking it to some cam girls.
So when he delivered this memory stick to the studio, I was on a business trip. I was out of town. So my executive assistant decides she's going to look at the contents as well.
Oh, God.
And so then before I know it, I think the entire office looked at it.
Oh, no.
And there was one piece of content on here, and it never occurred to any of them that the reason why there was just that single porno was because of the magic trick, not because of, I don't know what the fuck they thought.
Porn.
Yeah, one of the lines that I heard was, the kind of porn that Randy likes.
And at no point did any of these fucking troglodytes at my company stop and think maybe the reason this porno's on there is because she's a magician, god damn it. A magician with a magic trick that I just had to study. It was the Gordian knot that I had to cut. This was my white whale, my Moby Dick. I needed to figure out how she squirted so much fluid. None of them even considered that possibility. Randy, you fucking weirdo. If you came in possession of that USB stick and you saw that porn, would the first thing you think be like, maybe this guy's not jerking off to this? That'd make no sense. Maybe what he's actually doing is trying to study some, magic. But really, that's where the story ends, because then it just once again devolves into a competition for the host to talk over Randy, and it's just a constant feud to say things at each other. But anyway, what a fucking story, Randy. That's wild. Randy Pitchford, more like Randy Pitch a Tent, because this man is carrying porn around all the time, apparently. Fucking crazy. Wild tale, and now all of you out there have a good excuse. If your significant other finds your porn or something, just say, hey, look, I was just trying to learn the method, you know what I mean? Like, I'm onto a big breakthrough here in my magic career. I think it's foolproof. That shit is fucking watertight, bulletproof, and that is an insane fucking story right there. Again, I just wanted to focus on the story you told on this podcast. I don't want to talk about the lawsuit or any of the claims going around there, because I don't know the whole story there. All I know is the whole story from this weird fucking USB stick porn adventure from Randy. So, yeah, Gearbox is still a shit video game company, but goddamn it, Randy, I like your story. It's a weird one. Take it easy. See ya. During one of my yearly I look like a fucking psychopath with my hair like this. But I'm not getting a haircut. Don't even fucking tell me. I'm just going to let it grow. We're going to see what happens with the hair. But anyway, during one of my yearly answering question videos, I was asked about a secret talent that I have that no one knows about. And I said I had one, which was doing magic tricks, more specifically card magic. And yeah, it's a pretty fucking cool hobby, a secret talent to have. It definitely slays some pussy. Women watching this right now are probably completely wet just knowing that I can do card magic. Those are some sodden panties, no doubt. But I lied to all of you. I did. I actually have two secret talents, but the second one I don't often talk about because I feel like a lot of you will look at me differently, like I'm too powerful, like I'm this champion of masculinity, but I figured it's about time I talk about it. I am a carnival connoisseur. I can always win the big prizes. I am unfucking stoppable when it comes to winning those huge, ginormous prizes from the carnivals. So yesterday the state fair rolled around and I decided, you know what, let's go flex some of this shit again. I have an entire closet full of big stuffed animals, so typically what I do now when this rolls around is I win the big prize and give it away to a kid or something at the park. Anyone that really wants it, honestly. I just like winning the fucking prizes. It really makes a lot of blood rush to my penis. It makes me feel super fucking powerful, like an X-Men with a really useless power like winning carnival games. But I had Tiana record this so you guys could see how it's done, how the master goes to work like this. What you're about to see is like watching Da Vinci go to work, like taking a peek into the genius. Now the game I win all the big prizes on is called Bottle Up. It's pretty simple. You have a stick, you have a ring, you have a string connecting the ring to the stick. Pretty much what cavemen used to do in their spare time, just fucking stand up beer bottles. It's at an angle, you only have to stand up one beer bottle using only the stick and ring and you get the biggest prize that is there. It's all it takes. The guy there, typically at Bottle Up, will just start standing shit up left and right like he's some type of android with the sole purpose of standing up beer bottles with a ring and stick. And I just kind of emulate what he does. To give it a brief summary, you lift it up halfway, and then once it's halfway, you just lean forward like you're about to just fucking fall face first and eat shit. And 100% of the time it stands up. I also win the big prize on the basketball game, but there's no life hacks there. There's no pro tips, no Mr. Gear style life hacks there. That one's just pure raw skill. I have a disgusting basketball shot. Absolutely legendary. If I was just a little bit taller than 5'6", I'd probably be in the NBA making everyone look like amateurs. But anyway, here's the clips.
Under pressure now.
First time.
Jesus. I feel like a superhero.
Game 2 now. Open hoops, guys. $2, 2 shots. Alright, for the win, getting this one in.
Right, every time. I like to be here.
I don't think I've ever shared a story about myself so embarrassing that it changes the way you look at me. I've shared a lot of embarrassing stories with girls and shit that I've had in the past, but nothing that's so goddamn game-changingly cringe-inducing that you vomit and think less of me until today. I was trying to think of a story that I wanted to talk about because I wanted to tell a really embarrassing one today, but I wanted to like amp this shit up to like the highest fucking level I could. So I was going to my past, of which there's a myriad of embarrassing stories to choose, but I wanted to find the perfect one. And then I remembered something that made me sick to my goddamn stomach, so I can't wait to share it with all of you. So to preface this happened in high school. The year is 2011. This was right after my third lung collapse. If you've been following me for a while, you know my lung collapsed 3 times. And the last time it happened was 2011. Well, in 2011, I got surgery to have it fixed. And before I went into surgery, there was a girl I had a crush on that had just added me back on Facebook. And I decided I'd send her like this goddamn scholarly "oorah, I love you" message to her. And we had never spoken. So this girl and I never spoke once in our lives, not even by accident. If I farted somewhere in school, there's no way she would ever fucking smell it because we were never even close to each other in any sense of the word. The only reason we even knew about each other, or rather the only reason I knew about her, was because she was a cheerleader and I played basketball. Other than that, no communication, literally not even eye contact. And yet for some reason, in 2011, I sent this girl the most disgustingly embarrassing messages when I was in the hospital. I haven't read them. I screenshotted them today, and I sent them to myself so I could read them to you today, and we can experience this together as a lesson in how not to ever approach a woman in any way. So allow me, please. Pickup artist legend Charlie is going to guide you through the how-don'ts, the do-nots of women. So let's go ahead and get into these messages here. So ace pussy slaying god Charles in 2011 leads with, "I know you and I have never talked, but I just wanted to tell you that you are one of the most beautiful girls I have ever seen. Now, some of you might hear that and think I came on a little too strong. Looking back on it now, hindsight's 2020, I don't think I came on strong enough. I should have led with I love you. Signed, Charles. And then like a little kiss. And then, maybe go from there. So after I said this, she responds with a simple question mark. Nothing else, just one character, a question mark. I was already in the hospital, but if I wasn't, that right there would have sent me to the hospital with fucking cardiac arrest. That shit hurt so goddamn bad at the time. But I mean, what can you expect when someone leads with some shit like this? This is the kind of shit you see on Twitter with like a bad English associated with it, with a send bobs and bitch lasagna, please, vagina look good with penis and stuff like that. It's a creepy message. Any girl should respond with a question mark or nothing at all. But anyway, my spirits weren't deterred. I continued. Yeah, I'm in the hospital and just said, fuck it. It's worth a try. You probably don't think the same. You probably don't think the same about me, but I just wanted to say that. That's some nice guy shit right there. Jesus Christ. Well, this is pretty fucking bad. Let's keep going. To that she says, oh, I'm sorry, frowny face, but thanks, I guess. Why are you in the hospital? I'm surprised she even believed I was in the hospital, to be honest. You got a fucking stranger coming at you, pretending like he's going off to war and sending a love letter out there like it's some goddamn type of anime. If someone sent me shit like this, I'd be like, yeah, sure, buddy. I'm sure you're in the hospital. What do you have? Small dick syndrome going on? There's no cure. Get out of my DMs. I have recurrent pneumothorax in my left lung. It has collapsed 3 times, and tomorrow I have surgery to repair it. Sad violins playing, I'm sure, when I was typing this. I just wanted to tell you that before I had the surgery. I know that it is... Excuse me, I've got to scroll to the next one. It's a little out of order. 2019 Charlie clearly doesn't know how to fucking screenshot things in order. Here we go. I know that it is a weird way to start a conversation. I also know that I came on way too strong telling you that. Self-awareness, key. Even back then I had it. Even back then I'm like, Jesus, I'm sounding really fucking weird, but I'm still going for it. Didn't stop me. Should have stopped me, to be honest. Yeah, that's the lesson to take away here. Don't do this. You know, at this, when you're starting to recognize like, holy shit, this is too strong and I'm being very weird, just stop. Then she says something very odd. On behalf of all the YouTube comments, Charles, I hope you cut your hair. I'm not cutting my hair. She didn't say that. I'm just telling you, stop telling me to fucking cut my hair. I want to see what it looks like real long. I want to look like a goddamn lead singer in a mid-2000s emo band. Just let me fucking have this, alright? So anyway, she asked about the surgery and shit. Nothing to talk about there. But then, as we're starting to wrap up, I say, just wondering, do you know who I am? If you don't, I bet this is the most fucked up conversation you've ever been a part of. I mean, yeah, that's definitely a fucked up way of going about things, past Charles. Jesus Christ. I sound like some type of spoiled rich kid. Do you know who my father is? He invented Bing. I'm a big deal. Please love me, please. God damn it. I'm in the hospital. For God's sakes, do you know who I am? God, these are such embarrassing messages. She says, haha, no, I do know who you are. Like, I've seen you, but that's it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that sounds about right. I was a very odd guy, odd looking too. I had this really weird my hair looks like shit now, but back then I had an even weirder hairstyle where I shaved all, like the side, the back, and the top of my head, like it was a one with the clippers, but the front was about as long as it is now. So everything was pretty shaven except the bangs. So yeah, I was a fucking lunatic. It'd be hard to forget it'd be hard not to see me and make fun of me. I was one step shy of like a trench coat fedora wearing fucking loser in high school. I really was. So yeah, it makes sense that she at least remembered what I looked like, because I looked like a goddamn fucking psychopath. So to that I said, oh, sorry. I bet this is weird for you, huh? The only way to make things like this not weird is to keep saying, yeah, this is probably weird, right? That way it's, it takes the tension off. It's like, oh, he's saying it's weird. It can't be weird if he keeps talking about how weird it is. All right, it makes sense. Like, pretty much every fucking line I say in here is about how weird it is, and yet I keep going. To that she says, I don't mind at all. So then in closing, this is my finisher. This is my Mortal Kombat fatality, my big grand finale here. All right, cool. Maybe when I get out of here, we can talk more so I can get to know you a little better. I'm not as weird as this conversation makes me seem. You know. Little pro tip to the ladies: don't take someone up on that offer. They most likely are pretty fucking socially inept. I certainly was, 100%. We never talked after this. I can't imagine why, but we never spoke or anything. Nothing ever came of this, unsurprisingly. However, I'm sure if we did, I would have been still just as socially inept talking in person as I was on the Facebook Messenger. So the lesson, ladies and gentlemen, don't be weird. That's always the advice I give to someone going into college and shit. Just don't be weird. Don't be super forward. Don't be super out there. Just be normal conversations. Let things, simmer, develop, sniff things out. Don't just come in there guns blazing, fucking jerking off. I love you. Do you love me? Like, come on. Come on, 2011 Charlie. I look back on shit like this, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I never recognized how bad I was until, you get older. So, it's a pretty embarrassing story. Maybe it's not as embarrassing for listening to it, but for me, recollecting on this, it's fucking bad, man. Like, Jesus Christ. That girl was probably scared for her fucking life, thinking I'd be tossing pebbles at her window late at night at like 2 a.m. Hey, did you think about me in the hospital? I'm alright now. You want to talk? Shit, man. Well, that's the end of the story. Another nice tale for the compendium of awful interactions I've had with women, all of which being my fault, from my past. So, yeah, fuck yeah. That's it. See ya. Porn, the great uniter. The one force that ties strangers to strangers in a way they don't even realize. The one thing every human being has in common, the love of porn, the art of porn, the ethereal beauty of the craft. Now, as the title of the video suggests, I used to watch the same porn video for the better part of 2 years, perhaps a little longer than 2 years, but I'm going to say 2 years just to err on the side of caution. I've made it no secret that I refuse to get a haircut at the moment, and that I also used to have very bad OCD. Not your generic watered-down bullshit meaningless version of OCD where you move your car keys from the counter to the drawer because you don't like them on the counter. That's not fucking OCD, you goddamn bigot. Don't you hijack what OCD actually means. I had literal OCD, and one of my rituals was watching the exact same lesbian porn video for the better part of 2 years. And I want to tell you what happened as a result of doing that. Now, let's go ahead and start. The video was called Nice Pair of Lesbians. Let's take a moment of silence to remember that beautiful video from redtube.com. It is no longer on redtube.com. Okay, thank you for participating. The video still exists. I know, I get emails all the time like, hey, I found that lesbian porn that you used to jerk off to, that used to haunt your fucking boners. Here it is. Yes, I know it's still on the internet, but in like 240 and 360p. On RedTube, it used to be 480. 480p or higher does not exist anywhere on the internet anymore. Trust me, I have looked. But that's besides the point. That's just to give you the context of what the video is. Maybe someone else out there used to also have OCD and jerk off to this video for 2 years straight. And if so, you're not alone, my brother, or my sister. You and I now share a cosmic bond, a bond stronger than the bond between a mother and her child. I love you. Now, it wasn't just watching this lesbian porno. I had an entire routine for it, like a choreographed dance routine for jerking off to this video. And I know I've talked about a little of this on the podcast before, but I still get emails asking me to talk more about that porno that I jerked off to for 2 years. So I figured I'd talk more about it. I also get emails asking me what's my Twitch account, and I'm glad you asked. It's twitch.tv/MoistCritical. Go drop a follow, subscribe. Love to see you over there. I stream daily. Twitch.tv/MoistCritical. Fuck yeah. But anyway, so this routine that I came up with, well, not that I came up with, that I kind of fucking cursed myself with and burdened myself with at the time. I would make certain facial expressions during certain points in the video. I would say certain things to the actresses in the video, and make no mistake, you goddamn delusional incels, the porn actresses are just that, they're actresses. They have a script of certain moves they're going to do. It's not like they're just fingering themselves and ass blasting their assholes with their fists for your enjoyment alone. It is a job, and they are actresses. Get it through your fucking skull. But anyway, I would say things to them like, oh, you're so hot, that's so sexy, I'm touching my dick to you, as if they could hear me, and as if I was communicating to them directly as like the director of this video. It was a really weird routine, it really was. To kind of give you a brief oversight of all of it, I'm not going to walk you through every step that I would do here. In fact, I don't even remember all of them anymore. But before I would watch the video, I would queue it up and let it all buffer and load, because this was a long time ago. I'm fucking using RedTube, so obviously it's a long time ago. And while it was buffering and loading, I would turn around from the video, so that way I couldn't see them, and they couldn't see me, obviously. And I would look at my penis until it was completely flaccid, entirely soft. So that way I was coming in there with like a clean canvas, and they were going to 100% get me from 0 to hero. So once I was certain that my dick was super soft, I would then sit down and get ready for the action. As it would start, I would say hello to the girls, and I'd compliment them on their beauty. The video started with a girl fingering herself, and I would compliment her on how great she was doing, and then the other girl joined in, and then I'd say hi to her, like, oh, hey, you just stopping by? Shit like that. It was really fucking weird. And honestly, I hope the NSA was watching during those times, because I would love to see those documents. I'd love to see that film. I think that shit would make for a really incredible case study on OCD, because that shit was goofy as fuck. And I would love to remember exactly all the shit that I would say. I don't necessarily want to see underage me jerking himself off into the webcam or anything. I could skip that part. But I at least want to see what I was saying to the girls during the video. But that's kind of how it went. Facial expressions, words and things I would say to the girls. It was always the same. I had to make sure I said the same things to the girls. I had to make sure I made the same facial expressions. I even made sure to keep track of licking my lips. I had certain time marks where I felt I needed to lick my lips at those times, otherwise I was disrespecting them. It was very weird. Now, I did this for, like I said, the better part of 2 years, and honestly probably a little bit more, but we'll say 2 years, and I didn't deviate from that video. I didn't venture out. That was my home. I lived in Nice Pair of Lesbians on RedTube, and they took my home away. It's not there anymore. I'd like to remind you all that it's not fucking there. It's a goddamn crime. It's a fucking sin what they've done removing that. But now, to tie it back to the title of the video, I watched the lesbian porn for 2 years. Here's what happened. What happened is I recognized how weird it was, and I started to really combat my OCD, and I started cheating on the porno by watching other videos. I did. I'll come out and say it. I fucking cheated on that porn video and watched other ones. And that's what happened. I stopped being so fucking weird through a lot of effort to try and combat my OCD rituals. I've talked about that in the past, so I'm not going to get into how I did that or the steps I took. But that's the result of watching porn for 2 years. You feel like a fucking degenerate loser, and then eventually you stop, hopefully, if you try hard enough. But anyway, that's the story for today. Thank you all. See ya.